Hello and welcome to another episode of TSG Small Talk with me, Sarah. We are talking SmartSafe Patient Property Bags, and I have James Boyd, our Key Account Manager, here to give the patient's side of an experience in a hospital after going through a traumatic injury, and how the SmartSafe can really benefit someone in that situation. Thanks, James.
Hi there, Sarah. Thank you for that. I just wanted to share from personal experience why I feel that patient possessions are, and the security of them when going to hospital is really important. So I had a bad accident. I was out riding, the horse went up, we went over backwards, and she landed on top of me. Broke my pelvis, fractured my hip socket, and I was in a bit of a bad way. The ambulance crew eventually turned up, scooped me up, cut off all my clothes, put me on the back of an ambulance. They then tried putting a pelvic binder on, which was too high. Um, I then asked for gas and air. They dropped the regulator on my face, and it was just a bad day at the office. They then took me to the local hospital. I went into the resus bay. I was on opioids. I was given fentanyl. Um, it all went quite hazy at that stage. There was quite a few people poking and prodding and asking questions. And I sent off for different X-rays. Then I was packaged onto the helicopter and flown to the trauma centre in a totally different county. Underlying all that, what I was also worrying about was my car keys. Where had they gone? What was going to happen to the car? How was I going to tell anybody I didn't have my mobile phone, where I was, what had happened? My wallet, where'd that gone? Um, was I going to have a problem with the bank? Was I going to have to cancel my cards? Was there all that? So underneath all the sort of, was I going to get better, and how much everything hurt? Um, I had a lot of stress as well. If the ambulance crew and the hospital had a effective, slick way of looking after my patient possessions and saying, look, we've got these, here they are, they're coming with you to the hospital. I suppose that would have reassured me that, okay, that's the car taken care of. I can get keys to somebody. I can ring somebody up and tell them what's happened, where I am. I'm not going to have hassle with the bank. Nobody's going to try and use my cards or what have you. Um, all that stress and anxiety would have gone away from that point because I knew that everything would have been secure, but it wasn't. So I had that on top of all my, the condition that I was in. So by having an effective way of looking after possessions, I think they would have been safeguarding the emotional welfare as well as the clinical care that they were providing. I think for other patient profiles, for dementia patients, for example, where they very often have an item that they identify with, that's their sort of identity anchor, whether it's a teddy bear, a handbag, a jumper, a scarf, whatever it happens to be. If they lose that, then they will become stressful, less cooperative as well. So, and again, that's not going to help with clinical investigations and ongoing treatment. So, I think for those reasons, from a personal point of view, that's why I feel patient possessions and looking after them through the sort of admissions, whether it's an unplanned event or whether it's a planned event into a hospital, why it's really important that they're safeguarded and looked after through the whole process. Thank you very much.